Hello, hello, hello. This is Alex Tomaszewska. Hi. Let's just wait for people to join. I hope you can hear me. If you could let me know about it, that would be awesome. Okay. Welcome on this Monday evening, Monday afternoon. Right. So today's topic is a very important topic. I know I always say that, right? I say that every week. Okay. I should stop that. Well, it is a very important topic, you know. So I'm just going to open my live here because I need to put in a comment. Yeah, right. So, hello. If you can let me know if you can hear me one more time, that would be awesome. So what I'm going to be talking about is my way of making new connections, and I know I already did a topic on that a couple weeks ago, but this time this is completely different. This is like, you gotta see this, guys. So why am I, so it's not only about making connections like with people that are complete strangers, but it's also my way of getting customers, talking to my customers, potential customers, making connections with them, assessing them, etc. And there's a lot more to it, basically. Guys, hey, thank you for joining. If anybody can let me know if you can hear me, that would be fantastic. Yeah. Basically. Can you hear me? Come on, I need a response. No? Can you hear me? Right. Okay, let me just continue with that. And you can let me know in the comments or with the likes if you can hear me, okay? Let me just check it here on my computer because usually... Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Martin. Hey, Graham, good to see you here. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So why am I talking about this topic of connections? The reason is that I really think that we are very much disconnected among each other in today's world, and it's actually getting worse almost by the hour. And what we're facing, I want to tell you that what we're facing in the future of the world with the technology that's coming, is really, it's not even gloomy, it's very, very dark. And I'm gonna raise awareness about that during some other session. I'm not gonna talk about it really, but the thing is that the disconnection that right now we're facing in the world, the fact that everybody is just thinking about themselves, and people, a lot of people are single. People don't want to form relationships because they think it's too hard, and then prefer to be single, and they have a lot of expectations toward each other. That thing is going to really become critical within a couple of years when the technology progresses. I recently spoke to a futurist from the US, and it's really dark. So I'm going to want to raise awareness about that, what's coming in the years within the technology world and what it means for the world. But right now what you need to know is this: we need to learn from scratch, or just keep connecting with each other and making relationships. It's crucial that people are able to make relationships, and not only with one person or two people. We need to learn how to talk to each other. So what really saddens me is today's generation, which oftentimes young children, kids, teenagers, people in their 20s, they sit on their cell phones, and even older generation does that too, right? They sit on their cell phones, and it's even possible that two people sit next to each other on a bench, and they would text each other instead of talking to each other, right? This is the level of disconnection that I'm talking about, right? The reason, so what I want to show you is a solution which I believe, and it's not only me, it's people much smarter than me believe it too, can, well, I don't want to save us, but can really turn that around and allow us to start connecting with each other. So what I want to show you is, I did a post about it yesterday already. It's this card system. Yeah, exactly. That wasn't even the worst case scenario that I was describing, right? So I did a post about it yesterday. It's the system that includes a couple cards, very, very simple system, which basically allows you to connect to anybody that you don't even know. So either at a networking event or somebody that you just ran into randomly, or somebody that you want to connect, or if you're going on a date, you can just connect with this person on a completely different level than we normally do. So instead of doing small talk and not finding anything about a person, imagine that you have a method which will allow you to, within less than 2 minutes, okay, usually less than 1 minute actually, it'll allow you to get their interest in you and get them to like you. So I'm going to show you what I do, and it's a system which consists of 4 cards. They have symbols on them, right? And they also have words on them. It's a different setup, but the same thing. The ones with the symbols can be used with kids who can't read yet, right? So what I do with these cards, and there's also an electronic version of this, and you will be able to use it. I will send you a link. You can do this to on your own, and to your family members, etc. if you want to understand them better. Basically, you take the cards, and I take the cards, and I say, there you go, you have 4 cards with some information on them. I would like you to order them in the order in which they speak most to you. So the one that speaks most to you, to your values, to your core, is going to land on top, and the one that speaks least to you is going to land on the bottom, right? This will allow me to communicate with you better and serve you better if I'm talking to a potential customers, and this will also save us some time, right? It's a brilliant system. So they do this. It takes them less than 90 seconds to set up the cards in the proper order, and they give them back to me, right? So we have a little bit of a connection because, there can be touching and they're already in, like they're already hooked, interested in you, because nobody does it. So you're already the most interesting person around them, and the one that's not sitting on their cell phone, right? So what you get from them is crucial because it is their personality code. The way in which they put the cards, the order in which they put the cards, allows you to start talking to them about them. And it turns out you know a lot about them already. And the one thing that everybody, independently on how they order the cards, everybody has in common is everybody loves to talk about themselves. We all do. Even if you say you don't because you're not an egoist, that is not really true. We all love when we talk about ourselves. So what you're doing is you have a small game for them. You find out a lot about them within the 90 seconds, and then you start talking about them. Like, can you imagine what that would do to your business if you have a tool like that where you can talk to potential customers, or if you're network marketing to your potential team members, right? And find out these things about them. Okay, so let me tell you about the cards now, because I already got you hooked probably. So the cards have 4 colors and it's 4 letters. This is called the bank system. BANK are the 4 letters that speak about the values that are on the cards. So for B, we've got blueprint, and it has values such as I'm just going to read them all now. Stability, structure, systems, planning, processes, predictability, responsibility, duty, rules, credentials, titles, and tradition, right? This may be the card that speaks to you most. I want you to remember that. Then we have another one, A, for action, and it has freedom, flexibility, spontaneity, action, opportunity, excitement, attention, stimulation, competition, winning, fun, and image. Okay, the red card, A. Then N for nurturing, relationships, authenticity, personal growth, significance, teamwork, involvement, community, charity, ethics, harmony, morality, contribution, right? And then the last one is K for knowledge, learning, intelligence, logic, self-mastery, technology, research and development, science, universal truths, expertise, competence, accuracy, the big picture. Now, when you're watching this, I know that you have already probably chosen your favorite card, and there's one card that just speaks straight to your heart, which is great, but you always need to order all of them in the right order, because that is your code. So the 4 cards form your code. We call it cracking the personality code, right? Now, let me tell you, so we've got 24 possibilities here of 24 different codes. And with anybody that we talk to, what happens is naturally we connect easily and we can talk about any topic and just, hit it off and just talk for hours. Have you had that ever? Like you met somebody and then you were able to talk to them for hours, right? So it's probably going to be the people who have the exact same code as you. So 1 in 24 is the possibility of that, right? And when you're doing business with somebody, what you do is you sell your services or your products best to the people that you click with, right? So there's a very slight chance that they actually have the same personality code as you. Assuming that the first letter, the first code, the first card is the most important. If your card is nurturing, yellow, right? You care about community, ethics, teamwork, etc. You will get along well with people who start with the yellow code, right? But with the other ones, the 3 other people, you will not get along with, and possibly you will lose the sale. So this system was actually designed as a sales system, but it can serve anybody, and anybody in the world should know it, because it allows people to connect. This is what it really does. Additionally, it teaches you how to sell to anybody. So instead of you being able to sell only to the ones who have the same first code as you, hey Claire, thank you, you can also sell to all these other people. Why? Because this system teaches you how to talk to them, how to understand their language, and how to speak their language. So if somebody is a blueprint personality, for example, okay, let me tell you more about the personalities, because you will remember this, and you're Leo. Okay, awesome. Claire, you will be able to crack your code fully, like the 4 letters, with the link that I'm gonna share later on. So let me tell you a little bit about all these personalities. So let's start with blueprint again. So consider this guy as a policeman, right? It's all about structures, stability, systems, planning, etc. So we call them that they are living inside the box, right? They are all about rules and duties and responsibility and tradition, which means if somebody put them in the box, it means that they should stay in the box, right? They are inside the box thinkers. They're happy within the box, inside the box, right? The next one was A. So it's freedom, flexibility, spontaneity, fun, attention, stimulation, opportunity, etc. We call them outside the box, because you can't put a person like that in the box. They're just gonna rip it apart and just jump out of the box and say, what box? The box is not even here. This is the person, the red action personality. The third one, the nurturer, teamwork, charity, community, harmony, morality, etc. They recycle the box. So because they want peace and harmony in the world, they want to make everything better so that it suits everybody, right? Thanks, Claire. And then the last one, the knowledge, we call, so they care about data. Data. Give me data, I can analyze it. And for example, when I buy a vacuum cleaner, I do a lot of analysis. Like I analyze all the vacuum cleaners that are within like my budget, and I do it thoroughly so that I could pick the right one. This is the guy, and we call them the engineers. They engineer the box, so they see the box and they see how can we make this better and simpler, right? All about data. So now you're starting to understand all these 4 personalities. But remember, everybody is a rainbow. We are not just one color. No one color defines you. Everybody is a rainbow, right? So how can you use this, basically? For example, it can save you. It can save your relationship. There's a special training on how to use this for relationships. So sometimes we will not understand our spouse, for example, or a partner. And I have an example from my friend who was fighting with his wife. They couldn't get along, and for example, a funny example that he gave me recently was when they were playing golf in a golf course. When they were doing the sand pit, after doing that, she would just stay over there and flatten all the sand neatly, properly, and nicely, so that the next person that came to the sand pit had exactly the same situation over there and exactly the same chances of hitting the ball, of putting it into the hole, right? And then while he was standing on the side and looking at the queue of people that formed after them and just thinking, oh my God, why do they have to wait so long, these poor people, right? So, and they fight about this. Now, then they did the cards and saw that the personalities were actually, so her personality was blueprint, which means all she cared about was that the process was finished, and the process, and in the rules, it said that you have to leave the sand pit exactly like it was when you came there, right? So she wanted to obey the rules. She was living inside the box. And then his personality was the nurturer, which means he cared about the people who were waiting in line, and he wanted to make that wait shorter for them. And once they understood that, they are now able to respect each other and just understand why they are doing what they're doing. And I've seen it happen many, many times. This is a fantastic tool if you want to understand your kids, for example, right? What kid wouldn't want to take the cards and just, play around, play a game? Actually, my plan is to also teach this at schools, because I believe this system can stop bullying. Once kids understand that the other kid, the one that's not playing with them, just has a different personality type, it's easier for them to get along with him, and they will not feel threatened by his difference, but they will just accept him as he is. What it also does to people, and this will happen to anybody that you talk to, is it makes people feel like they belong somewhere, like somebody understands them, and this is how the connection is created very quickly. When you talk about them, they feel that you truly, really understand them, right? It's an amazing, amazing tool. How else you can use this? You can use this to select your customers. For example, my code. I'm going to share my code with you, and wait till you can crack your code as well. So my code is, I don't know, maybe you know it already, because I put it in my bio like yesterday, I think. First of all, I am an action taker, right? I like fun, I like opportunity, energy, flexibility, freedom, etc. All these things that really speak to me, speak straight to my heart. And then my second trait is the nurturer. I care about the people deeply about the community, etc. That's why I'm saying today what I'm saying. That's what I do, why I do what I do. That's why I'm a coach, right? The third trait of my personality is, like I've already told you, is the knowledge. I love data. I love to analyze data. I love to compare the data. And the one that speaks to me least, and it's important that you know your last one, and when you're trying to sell something to somebody, that you don't speak about the last trait of personality, because then you can just scare them off. And I will tell you how in a second. The last one is the blueprint for me. So planning, processes, stability, systems, duties, responsibilities. I basically, I don't want to say I don't care. I don't give much thought to them, What happens to me, like, okay, when can we do this? Like, this is the question that is asked by the action person. When can we start? Right? So, for example, if you're not watching this, no, let me go back a little bit. So if you're speaking your code only, And remember, there's only 1 in 24, right? If you're speaking in your language, if I'm speaking in my red action language, like let's go and do this, and you're a salesman, you're trying to sell yourself, services or your product to somebody, and you're talking to a blueprint personality who is about systems, stability, planning, etc. And you tell them, yeah, let's go do this, we're in. I mean, what's there to think about? Chances are you've scared them away forever. They're never coming back to you, okay? Because they want to see what the tradition is of the company. They want to see if you have systems in place, and they want to do some planning. They're never just going to jump in. This is not their personality. So what it allows you is to learn the language that will speak to them about the things that are important to them. So any offer that you have for anybody can speak about many different things, right? But when you learn how to speak the proper language of the person that you're talking to, you can cut out the unnecessary parts of the offer and focus on what's important for them, on the long tradition of the company, on the beautiful system that you have put in place, and they are easy to follow. You know, when you're talking to a blueprint, right? By the way, for you data-oriented guys, this is number 1 science-based sales system based on a personality in the world. And we do have a white paper from the University of San Francisco. So really that should speak to you, basically. And what I want to say is this. Of course, if you want to find out more, let me know. If you want to get these and do this with your family and get some training, just reach out to me at any point in time. I know you will not forget what you've learned here, because this is unforgettable, okay? It's impossible to forget it. Anybody that I talk to about this starts seeing people as callers, okay? Like your life has been changed forever just now. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to speak to your friends, you're going to speak to your customers and your colleagues, etc. about this system, and you will want to use it, but you don't have the cards, right? So I will put a link over there where you can online crack your code, and I will see your code as well. And then also you will get a nice PDF report about you, which is awesome, right? We all love when people talk about us. So you're going to get that. And in the email that you're going to get, there's also a free trial where you can send break the code of 10 people, even without the cards, for free. So you can send them to your family members, you can send them to your teammates, you can send them to your potential customers. If you're in network marketing and you're having trouble engaging somebody into doing the actual work, there's a possibility that you're just not speaking their language. Like you are the action person and they are blue and they just don't see a system which they could follow, right? So then you'll know. So you can crack this for 10 people and just test it out and just play around with it and have fun. And you will be getting reports on these people. So there's a big chance to learn more about the people that you connect to. Why is it also important? So from now on, what I'm going to be doing is with every guest, and you know, I interview inspiring women every week. One of my guests is going to have their code cracked. The beauty of it is if they have the same code as you, you will instantly feel a connection to them. And then it's somehow almost like you're becoming this inspiring person, right? So crack your code and remember it, and you're going to see magic to start happening. Now, I know what you're thinking. If you're the action taker, you're like, okay, where do I crack my code, right? So I'm just going to post a link here to your code cracking here. There you go. It's in the comments. Crack your code. And you want to do this immediately, right? If you're the nurturer, you're like, oh my God, I have to share this. This is great. I need to share this with other people. Yes, I know. If you're the data guy, you're like, okay, I need to do some more research on this. Yes, definitely more research. Can this be true? It is true. It's very simple. Simple, beautiful. And if you're the blueprint, that I have an issue with, you know, because I don't have the blueprint like mentality. I was thinking what you're thinking, and you're thinking about, is that really a proven system? Does it really work? Like, how will we go about it? And it doesn't work every time. And how long has it been in place, etc. Right? Well, it's been in place for 15 years and it's scientifically proven. So So there you go. Right. I think that's it. I think that's most of the stuff that I wanted to tell you. Oh, I got a nice story. I got a nice story about this. So me being a leader, I know very, very, very well that when you're forming a team, you want it to be diverse. You want to have a diverse team that consists of different personality types. Because if you only have action takers in the team, there's no systems, right? If you only have nurturers in the team, they're just going to care about themselves and other people, and they may not do the work because they're more like huggers, etc. Right? So let me tell you a story from my work that happened a couple of years ago. I had a fantastic mentor, as some of you know already, and he formed a various team. Like that was maybe, I don't know, 7 years ago or so, and my emotional intelligence wasn't as evolved as it is right now, and I was, you know, quite a rookie back then. And so we had this guy on the team who I didn't really like, and I said to my boss, we have a great team, like what is the boring guy doing here? Tell me, I mean, what is that about? And that's after I did this personality training with another system a couple years ago, I realized he wasn't boring. I realized my personality was action and his personality was blueprint, which are opposite, antagonistic types of personalities. And he wasn't boring. He was just interested in planning and systems and structure. And I'm just faster paced. But this guy saved my ass twice when I needed to have a system in place and I needed to do some planning. My mentor said, there you go. Now you go to him and he's going to help you out. And he was so delighted to help me out in the thing that he was good at. This is how powerful this is. Right, there we go. I think this is the end for today. I'm going to be using these extensively because I do think, again, what I was saying, we need to be able to connect. We need to connect with each other. And this is a tool that helps you understand other people, make them feel good about themselves, and it's going to make you feel good about yourself. So reach out to me if you want to know more, and crack your code, because my interview guests are going to be cracking their codes. If you want to use it to grow your network marketing team, absolutely. You can do this with any prospect as the first thing that you do. And then you're going to know if you want to have them in your team and how to talk to them or how to sell to them. If you want to use it as a coach to see how you can better help your customers, this is a system for you. There's a ton of usages for it, and anybody in the world really should learn this so that we can greatly respect each other. Right, fantastic. Thank you so much for staying on and listening. And I'll see you on Thursday. There's going to be an interesting interview. I'm going to let you know about it tomorrow, probably. It's a woman, as always. Let me know if you like this concept. Okay? Bye, guys. This is Alex.